My parents separated when I was young, maybe around 5 or 6 years old, and we didn't attend church or talk about God or any of that. I know in elementary school at the time we were saying the Pledge of Allegiance, which does say God. And I know that when I was in high school, I was on a dance team, and our coach would say a prayer before a performance. So at that time, I didn't really have any concept of it. And I think I just never really thought, is there a God? Is God real?
I remember I turned 16, and my mom had given me an ultimatum at that age, and she says, "All right, Elvin, listen, you're a young man now. You know, you've been going to church since you've been little. So, you know, it's time for you to make your decision. If you want to continue to go to church, you can. If you don't want to, that's okay too." So she kind of left it up to me.
So I started reading books, and there was a lot of like self-help kind of books, a lot of positive books. There was a movement at the time called The Secret, and there was a movie and a book about that. You know, a lot of it's about being positive and speaking positive to bring that into existence and things like that. I didn't really find fulfillment in that.
I definitely turned away from the Lord and just living a sinful life, you know, drinking and going out and partying and drugs and women, whatever it may be, you know. One thing it did instill in me was to pray, and even then I would pray. I can remember even one time, let's see, I was 18 or 19, I don't know. I was sleeping in the room of one of my little girlfriends back then, and I was sleeping over her house, laying in her bed. I'll never forget this. I wake up, middle of the night, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm not sure, and I felt a presence there. And it was something evil, you know. And about 5 minutes later, my little girlfriend wakes up. She says, "You know, I feel like somebody's in this room." You know, and I told her, "Yeah, there's somebody in here, and it hasn't left yet, whoever that person is." And I remember she was kind of freaked out about that. You know, even I'm terrified.
I went through like a rebellion in that time of alcohol and drugs and partying and all of that, and I really saw that that wasn't fulfilling. So I put all of that aside and started wanting to be a good person, and I thought that was going to fulfill me. I slowly just started stepping out of the club scene, and I started getting into eating good and taking care of myself and reading, and that led me into bodybuilding. It became like, it just kind of built up into that, and bodybuilding in itself is just really rigorous. It's a lot of dedication. It takes up a lot of time. I mean, the diet, the working out, all the things that go into that. When it came to a natural bodybuilding competition, a lot of the people that were involved right before exposed me to a lot of the things that they were actually doing were intravenous steroids. So I was really let down at that point.
So even living in sin, I think God allows things, he nudges us at times to be mindful, you know. And not to forget him, because that was, I've never been scared too many times in my life, but I can honestly say that was probably one of the scariest things that I experienced,
So I was searching and just going through the mundane things. I finished college, I got a good job, and I just wanted to work and do those things. And there came a point when I was by myself in my apartment, and I just felt completely empty. And I had, according to society, I had my degree and I was working at the hospital, and I, had my group of friends and everything was really great, but I just this overwhelming emptiness came over me because I didn't understand my purpose and anything that I was doing. I just fell to my knees, and what I experienced was this really strong presence of love. And I'm gonna mute like a second. It's almost really hard to explain, but it's just an experience and a presence that just goes beyond words. I had tried so many things up to this point and cried out positive affirmations and cried out books and made poster boards of what my future was going to be, and nothing was fulfilling like this was. The change that came after, I feel like, is evidence that it was Jesus Christ, and He gave me a desire, which I never had before, to learn about Him and to show me the Bible. I always, I heard Bible before growing up, and I thought it was a book written by a man that people that went to church read. And but after this experience, I knew that the Bible was God's words written by man, by His Holy Spirit, for us.
I was in relationships that weren't godly relationships, wasn't married or anything, but just living with girlfriends here and there and making bad decisions, and I was struggling with relationships. I was definitely struggling with relationships, and it wasn't until I gave it to the Lord, I really gave up on dating, because I was trying to find Mrs. Right for me, and it just wasn't working out, and I just wasn't making the right decisions, and I came to a point in my life that I was gonna accept to be by myself.
He actually changed my heart to want to get married and to have kids, and so I started to pray about it and really kind of ask for the blessing of a marriage.